If you spend 20 years in the military and retire broke, it's not because the military didn't pay enough. It's because you didn't use the wealth building benefits that were handed to you. Because here's the truth, folks. The military offers one of the most powerful wealth creation environments in the United States, but only if you understand how to use it. Some service members quickly leave with financial security for life, while others leave with nothing but a pension and stress. Well, today I'm going to break down the single most powerful wealth building benefit of military service, why it works, why most people ignore it, and how to turn it into long-term financial dominance. Now, why the military is a unique wealth engine? Let's talk about it. Most civilian careers do not provide what military provides simultaneously. And what do I mean by that? Well, there is stable income, predictable promotions, there's tax advantages, housing support, retirement systems, education benefits, and job security. In civilian life, you often trade stability for opportunity. In military life, you get stability first, and stability is the foundation of wealth, because wealth is not built from huge income spikes, folks. It is built from consistent surplus over time. So the real benefit, and that's forced financial stability. The truth wealth building benefit of military service is not a single program. It's the environment. You typically cannot be laid off. Your paycheck arrives on time. Raises are structured. Healthcare costs are controlled. Housing is stabilized or provided for, and is certainly subsidized. The combination creates something very rare: predictable, disposable income. And predictable, disposable income, when invested, becomes wealth. And we're going to talk about the TSP advantage. One of the most powerful tools available, the Thrift Savings Plan, also known as TSP. This is essentially the military version of the 401k, but with extremely low fees and government backing. Under the blended retirement system, you receive matching contribution. That means the government is literally paying you to invest if you contribute enough to capture that full match. And believe me, there are people that do not do that. I've seen that over my decades of military service. But if you contribute enough to capture the full benefit, you are receiving guaranteed instant return on your money. Most civilians would absolutely love to have that. Yet many service members either do not contribute too late, or pull their money out early, which destroys the long-term effect. You should also understand that time plus compounding equals financial power. Now, as a young service member who invests consistently from age 18 to 38 has something incredibly valuable, and that's time. So all of you young service members out there, start investing now. Even moderate contributions can grow into substantial wealth over decades. But here's what most people miss. It's not about getting rich quickly. It's about staying invested long enough. Consistency beats intensity. Always remember that. Then we're going to talk about, let's talk about BAH, or housing allowance, as a wealth tool. BAH is often treated as spending money, but used strategically, it can become a wealth accelerator. Service members who buy modest homes build equity while the government effectively helps pay the mortgage. Over multiple duty stations, this becomes a real estate portfolio. Others rent and spend everything. Same benefit, radically different outcomes. So think about that. I've always felt that leasing and renting are colossal wastes of money. Why would you? I mean, there's exceptions to everything, but if you have the opportunity to receive money for housing, why would you throw it away on rent? Something to think about. Then there's also education benefits, and that is an income multiplier. Why do I say that, folks? You have tuition assistance, you have the GI Bill, you have certifications and graduate degrees. These are not just education perks, folks. They are income multipliers because higher skills lead to higher post-service earning power. Service members who ignore education often face a financial drop after separation. Those who use it step into higher paying civilian roles. There's also healthcare cost protection. Healthcare, folks, is one of the largest financial burdens for civilians. Military members and retirees, like myself, shout out to me, yay me, have access to TRICARE. This dramatically reduces one of the biggest threats to long-term wealth. Unexpected medical bills can bankrupt and often do bankrupt civilians every year. Military retirees are largely insulated from that risk. And some people have argued that you can't really make a lot of money in the military. Well, actually, that's not true. I have several videos on my channel. Go ahead and search them out. But let's just say you are a millionaire and you were not covered by a wonderful health care program. A health scare or a health issue can bankrupt you. Whereas if you have something like TRICARE or there's catastrophic caps, and so you're going to be okay, insulated from a lot of these struggles that your civilian counterparts have to deal with. So why many still struggle financially, you're probably going to ask. Well, despite all of these advantages, many service members still leave without wealth. Why? It's a good question. I'm glad you asked. There's lifestyle inflation. There's debt. There is poor financial education and literacy, frequent moves. You have impulse spending. You have short-term thinking. The benefits only work if you use them intentionally. So the strategic approach is something that I would strongly recommend, and that is think of the military service as a wealth platform. Your job is not just to serve, but to leverage the system. Invest consistently, avoid high interest debt, use education benefits fully, make housing decisions strategically, plan for life after service early. Even though you're a private E1 or a butterbar lieutenant, second lieutenant, think about the future, because the future is going to come sooner than you think. So always remember that. If you do that, you just don't retire. You transition with momentum. That's something you want to do. So what wealth really looks like? Wealth, my friends, is not flashy. It's not luxury cars or expensive watches. It's options. The option to retire, the option to change careers, the option to live where you want to live, the option to say no. And that's powerful, folks. Military service can absolutely provide that, but only if you treat it as a long-term financial strategy and not just a job. Remember, the military will not automatically make you wealthy, but it gives you the tools most civilians will just never have. Stability, structure, benefits, time. If you combine those with discipline and planning, you can leave the service not just honorably, but financially secure. And that is one of the greatest advantages military service can offer. Remember, folks, clarity creates confidence. Context creates control. And better decisions create better outcomes. This is the Adjutant, and I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.